Uh, I figured this. Well, Remington's over there.
Hey, what's up?
So, I kind of prompted this yesterday or the other day, cause I'm sure people have seen that trailer for that new Jason Statham movie, The Meg, going around, and I wanted to talk about that. Figured I'd see if Remington could get on in this too.
Yeah, I think I can get on this. This is like one of the greatest. This is one of the movies I'm looking forward to coming out. Um, I definitely think we could shout some knowledge to this audience.
And we'll probably put a link to. There are like 3 trailers out already. I'll put a link to at least one of them in the description for this video.
Yeah, we'll put the main one, the main trailer.
Yeah, which there are currently like 3 or 4.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know, I've lost count, and honestly, I've watched the ones so many times in the last 2 days, like 10 times.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those movies that looks good. And when you think about Meg, like the concept, you automatically think of Sharknado or Jaws, and it's so much better than both of them.
Oh, it certainly looks much better than Sharknado.
Definitely bigger budget, better actors.
150 million budget, mostly financed by China, hence why all the hot tech stuff that you see in the trailer.
Yeah, that's definitely something we should
It
talk
was first,
about.
the movie was first announced officially by Warner Brothers in 2015 with Eli Roth attached to it. But differences, I guess they couldn't agree on a budget. He left, and they got John Turteltaub, who directed National Treasure.
And I enjoy National Treasure.
And the trailer is what you see is what you get, and it's due out August 18th, time for Shark Week.
Yeah, it's gonna come out just in time, and I'm sure they'll cross promote each other very well.
Well, they kind of do, because one of the guys in the trailer does say when Jason Statham says we have to find it and kill it. The one guy says, "How many of you guys ever watched Shark Week? Just put a tracker on it."
Yeah, I think we should bring up the China thing again, because there's a majority like Asian and kind of Asia like based actors in the trailer and in this movie.
The main one that I see is Li Bingbing, who was also in Transformers: Age of Extinction. But here's the thing: in the book, yeah, it's based on a book. I'll get to that in a minute. Most of the subsequent cast was actually Japanese. And I'd say that the change to Chinese actors was due to China financing the movie. Because this movie's been trying to get made for well over 20 years. The original book was published in 1997, so over 21 years, yeah.
And I think it's a good change. I think it's going to do very well internationally because it's got the diverse cast and stuff. And
Plus, a lot of American movies do pretty well over in China. I mean, other than the last night, the Transformers movies have done great over there. Is that example again?
Yeah, especially Age of Extinction because it had a bunch of Chinese actors in there, and everyone was like so hyped to see their representation in film. So I think this movie is going to do very well internationally. I have no worries.
Mm-hmm. Plus, really, the only real big star in it is Jason Statham.
Yeah, and he's known for the Fast and the Furious for people who don't know.
And the Transporter movies, Fast and the Furious, a bunch of others. Honestly, reading the books, he wouldn't have been my first choice. My first choice would have been Kiefer Sutherland, but after seeing the trailer, I'm convinced. Plus, Jason Statham's really not a bad actor. He's done some good stuff.
He's a badass.
The movie was starting to come out. He was announced, and everyone like Collider and all of them were like, "Is he going to roundhouse kick this thing in the face?" I'm like, guys, it's a 65-foot long shark. I don't think you can kick it. And if you do, you're probably going to lose a leg.
Yeah, this isn't Rampage here. You don't have The Rock who can fight anything.
Yeah, which that comes out tomorrow at this point. It's April 12th right now.
From what I hear, it's a good movie.
Honestly, I'm still not entirely convinced. That could be because I never played the games, but I think I'm just going to keep waiting for Godzilla 2.
Yeah, those monster movies.
But anyway, yeah, this movie was based off of a book called Meg, written by a guy named Steve Alton back in 1997. What had happened was, this is kind of a Rex and Richard story with this. He had lost his job as a general manager at, I think it was a meat packing factory. I forget off the top of my head. Well, he had lost his job. Rent needed to be paid. Bills needed to be paid. Wait a minute. I have this manuscript here that I've been working on in my spare time. Send it off. Guy had to sell a car to pay for the editor fees, which was like $2,000, and this was in 1997, so, 20 years later after inflation. Next thing you know, you've got a New York Times bestseller on your hands, and he's done other books as well, but in the Meg series, at the moment, there are 5: Meg, The Trench, Primal Waters, Hell's Aquarium, and Night Stalkers, with a 6th one, Generations, due out either the end of this month or the middle of next month.
Yeah, so it's a very successful
Plus
series.
The 2 spin-offs, The Loch focused on Loch Ness, and Bostock, which is set down in Antarctica.
So potentially, if this movie does well, we might get the rest of his books.
Possibly. The Loch, about 10 years ago, was petitioned to be a movie, but the most I saw that came out of it was a British sci-fi murder show that has absolutely nothing to do with the Loch Ness Monster. And this movie looks like they're combining elements of the first 2 books, being the first book with the shark down the deeper parts of the Pacific, the Mariana Trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean, coming up to the surface and, well, shenanigans ensue, and the second book with the Deep Sea Research Lab.
Yeah. So they might be combined too, which is good. Some movie series will do that. I'm trying to think of in recent what.
The Lost World Jurassic Park in a way did, because the first scene in that movie was with the Compies attacking the kid, was actually the first scene in the original Jurassic Park book, but the rest of the movie was a complete deviation from the book.
Yeah.
Jaws was, of course, radically different. I mean, obviously you cut out the subplot with the mayor having ties to the mafia and Brody's wife having an affair with Cooper, and make the characters not be a bunch of unlikable douchebags.
Yeah. I enjoyed the trailer a lot. There was some futuristic stuff in there. There was the effects were really phenomenal, especially for like a monster movie. I mean, these movies are starting to look better and better than real life, and I really enjoyed it. This is definitely something I can sink my teeth into. It looks like it's gonna be a fun.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Well, given that the taglines for this movie are "Chomp on this" and "Pleased to eat you."
I think this is definitely gonna be like one of those popcorn movies where you sit there and shove popcorn in your face and you have a good time.
Yeah, essentially. It's kind of like the books. Again, the books, they do have their serious tone. They're trying to be taking themselves seriously, but they are a lot of fun, and they do have quite a few goofy moments. I mean, if you really think about it, the concept itself is kind of goofy.
Yeah. I agree. Anytime we have like a disaster or a shark movie or like an animal attack movie, it's a goofy premise, but with done right, like Jaws, it can be a really good experience.
Jaws, for the longest time, in fact, I think now it's still ranked as #1 on many scary movie lists.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Steven Spielberg classic.
And I think part of that is, I got into an argument with someone about this. Because they were saying in the trailer for this movie, they were pissed that we saw the shark so much. But praised Jaws in 1975 for barely even showing the thing. And I'm like, one, in 1975, we only saw the shark at the very end of the movie because the damn thing never worked.
Yeah.
2, 40, almost 50 years later, it's a completely different audience. Now, even in the trailers, people want to see the monster.
Exactly. That's what you look forward to. It's like when you see a Transformers trailer and there's no Transformers. You're going to be pissed.
If you don't even see a second of Optimus Prime.
Exactly.
It's like, boo! But then again, I've heard of people saying worse things about book to film adaptations. Like I've heard somebody say that Fellowship of the Ring is the worst movie ever made for the simple fact that Tom Bombadil was not in it.
Yeah, those people don't know movies.
Yeah, that's what I try to explain to these people. It's like it's an adaptation. Changes have to be made.
Exactly.
It can't be a 100% page to screen transition because one, if you were to do that for a book, you get something almost twice as long as Titanic, possibly about as long as Gettysburg,
Exactly.
which is a 6-hour movie. And two, some of those scenes would be, even today, feasibly and financially impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, in the first book, you have the shark fighting and winning against a nuclear submarine.
Which is something that's going to be expensive.
How the hell are you going to film that?
Well, expensive to do and make it look like good. You know, it's you could pull something off, but if it doesn't look right, the audience is going to be against it. So with movies, it's a whole other medium. You have to do different things.
Plus, this is a big budget movie from Warner Brothers, not some half-baked idea from the Sci-Fi Channel.
Exactly. Although it does sound like a concept from the Sci-Fi Channel. Sci-Fi does do a lot of these kind of movies. But this
they kind of do, yeah. But then again, if you really stop and think about it, I know this isn't really going into the movie a whole lot, but still, we know more about the surface of Jupiter than we do the bottom of the ocean. Who knows what's down there?
Exactly.
Those things might still be alive 2 million years after they're thought to have died off.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows what's down there, and in the book and in the movie, it seems, these things are down in the Mariana Trench in the Western Pacific Ocean, which is the deepest part of the world. The deepest part, the Challenger Deep, is about 38,000 feet down.
Yeah.
You really can't get down there very easily, even in a submersible designed for depth like that.
So we're running at 12 minutes right now. So, what are your final thoughts on the trailer, Kenny?
My final thoughts is, at this point, it could be just because I'm excited because we're finally getting it after so many years of being teased. But there are at least 3 trailers now. I've seen 2 of them at least 10 times.
Yeah.
And again, with the books and all that, I am so excited. I discovered them in 2011, and on the cover of the book, the original book, granted it's a big historical anachronism, but you see a 60-foot shark eat a T-Rex with 2 bites, that catches your attention.
Exactly.
And some of the first shots in this trailer with the shark slowly approaching that window where the little kid is, and just grabbing onto it, that catches your attention.
My final thought.
So, Avengers, yeah, I'm going to go see that at the end of this month. But now with this, fuck Avengers, fuck Jurassic World. I'm still going to see them, but this is the big thing this year.
Exactly.
Along with the Spyro remake.
My final thoughts. By the way, I'm gonna give it the rating of buy, and because you can either buy it or you can sell it. I'm definitely buying it because this looks like a fun experience. It looks like Jaws meets King Kong versus Godzilla meets fucking any rock movie. It looks like a fun action adventure film, and it could be a surprising hit like Jumanji. And I'm hoping it's a surprising hit like Jumanji, where it's just fun to watch, and you just want to shove a bunch of popcorn in your face and have a good time.
So far, a lot of the reactions for the trailers on Facebook and whatnot are very positive. Some people were a little iffy about them playing the song Somewhere Beyond the Sea while the shark's going nuts. But I will say my favorite part is still that part with the dog. Dog's going for a swim, sees a shark off in the distance, turns around like, nah, I've seen this before, it doesn't end well for the dog. Kind of turns around like, nope.
My favorite scene is definitely with the octopus or the squid grabbing the ship. That is the coolest thing. So
don't scare.
But that's our rating of the trailer. Check my channel out, King Remdog or Critic Nation, whatever it pops up. And this will be on your channel, right, Kenny?
Yeah, if you can send it to me.
So yeah, I don't know what.
And if you check my channel, I'm also doing reviews of the books. But unlike when I did reviewed some Goosebumps books leading up to that movie, these aren't as consistent because they're much longer books. So
Make sure to give this video a like. Make sure to comment your favorite moment from the trailer. And I guess we're done here.
I guess so. So, so excited.